Hello, divine creations, divine marvels, children of God. Thanks so much for dropping by this video. This is one of my, I was about to say favorite topics, but actually I think it's one of the most important topics concerning the teachings of Bruno Groening. And it's why humility is required. Humility. It's spoken of as a spiritual and religious virtue, cross history, cross culture, cross tradition. But it's not the most fun. It's certainly not the most fun spiritual principle to live by. And yet, Bruno Groening, like many other great masters, insisted it was necessary. And Bruno Groening, I'm very grateful, very specifically told us why humility is required. Here's what he said. On his own, a human being, no matter how devout, no matter how much he prays, will constantly be attacked on his life's path by the evil and dragged down into the depths. So Bruno Groening and he said elsewhere, we cannot raise ourselves up. Only God can do that. God is the only physician for human beings. And there's one other that he actually said, only God can help. So, the thing is, according to Bruno Groening, we're up against this force, which he called evil. As I've said many times, there's many different words for it. Evil, Satan, the devil, illusion, delusion, ignorance. You find different words in different traditions. I'm not so concerned with which word you choose, but the meaning. This force that's going to continuously try to drag us down. And second, the concept that's important is that. And the second concept is we can't overcome this force without divine help. Now, Bruno Groening said, I am stronger than evil. So apparently it's possible. I don't know if I assume all of us will evolve to that point. Bruno Groening didn't say. But what he did say is that on our own, we cannot overcome evil. In fact, he said, if you adopt the thought, I want to be healthy, then ask God for help. Man is too weak on his own. This is so important. It's such an important topic. I mean, for me, in terms of what Bruno taught, it's right there next to faith in terms of its importance. This recognition of this teaching of his helps us recognize that we need God. And also, in essence, Bruno Groening spoke that, he said, let's see if I can remember it. I can't remember it. I'm going to find the exact quote because it's so powerful. And I know right where it is because it's one of my favorites. It, referring to this work, it's just about one thing really, about that which is purely divine, what is inside man, and that is his soul. Because it is through his soul, man has a pure divine reception, the reception of the divine transmission. To save the soul, dear friends, this purely divine soul, that it is not grasped by Satan's claws, that's what this is all about. So really what Bruno Groening's teaching, according to Bruno Groening, what his teaching is all about is freeing the soul from evil. Here he says freeing the soul from Satan's grasping claws. That's what this is all about. Everything, all of his teachings are directed towards this one goal, freeing each one of us from this horrific energy. Bruno said that God created human beings fair, good, and beautiful. That's what's natural, healthy, happy. And that in essence, we're all are instruments of God. We all are servants of God, but it's just covered over by this evil force. In fact, Bruno once said, I have come to restore balance back to human beings that they may be masters over matter. It's a pretty strong statement because in essence, what Bruno's saying is if we're in balance, we're actually going to be masters over matter. I can't say certainly, but almost probably that would include being able to say, along with Bruno Groening, I am stronger than evil. But until that point, gotta be humble. We have to turn to the divine. We have to turn to a helper that we trust, such as Bruno, to help lead us to that goal. For me, just in my understanding of what Bruno taught, absolute foundation that we're talking about right here. What is salvation? What is the whole purpose? Bruno Groening said physical healing was only 10% of his work. And there are some people who come to Bruno Groening because they just want physical healing. That was me. And now what I want is salvation, real, absolute liberation from all evil, and to be what I am, a servant of God, an instrument of God. And how big a servant or an instrument I will be, you will be, will all. I can't say, I'm not there yet, but Bruno Groening certainly dropped some hints, and I've mentioned a couple of them today, that we're a lot more powerful than we know. And until we're to that place, we have to be humble. And even once we are in that place, we need to stay humble. Bruno Groening, so humble, saying things like, I am nothing, God is everything. What are we without God? I say with conviction, nothing. That's two things that he said that really point out how important this understanding of humility. Thank you so much for joining in. And I wish everyone a day of recognizing that they truly are a child of God. Take care. Much love.